Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins History. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating top four. First up, the 1971 United States half dollar, although often mistaken by some as a bicentennial coin, is not technically part of the bicentennial coinage set. The official bicentennial series includes quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins dated 1776 to 1976 and minted to commemorate America's 200th birthday. However, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar still holds a special place in American numismatics because it marked the first year that these coins were struck without any silver content for general circulation. Prior to this, Kennedy halves, from 1965 to 1970, contained 40% silver. In 1971, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition, making the 1971 coin a symbolic end of an era for silver coinage in circulation. While not a bicentennial coin by date, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar can still hold exceptional value under rare circumstances, particularly if it carries a significant mint error, is in pristine condition, or was part of a unique mint strike, such as a proof or special issue. Among the 1971 Kennedy half dollars, the ones that stir the most excitement among collectors are those with major mint errors, such as the few known examples accidentally struck on a 40% silver planchet instead of the intended copper-nickel. These error coins are extremely rare and have been known to sell for thousands of dollars at auction. A particularly well-preserved specimen graded at a high mint state, especially with a visible error or unique feature like a double die or off-center strike, can command significant attention and high bids. While it's a stretch to say that a single 1971 Kennedy half dollar could make someone a billionaire, the right coin in the right condition with the right provenance could indeed be worth tens of thousands, possibly more if a historic or extraordinary story surrounds it. Coin values fluctuate greatly depending on collector demand, rarity, and market conditions, but anomalies and rare varieties are always key drivers of unexpected value. Despite the common nature of most 1971 half dollars, there remains a mystique around these coins due to their connection with John F. Kennedy, a deeply beloved figure whose sudden assassination in 1963 inspired the creation of the coin in his honor. This emotional resonance, combined with the pursuit of perfection and rarity among coin collectors, helps elevate the Kennedy half dollar series as a whole. In numismatics, the thrill often lies in the hunt for that hidden gem, whether it's a transitional error, an unexpected metal composition, or a mint mark that wasn't supposed to exist. If a collector were to discover an undiscovered variant of the 1971 Kennedy half dollar, perhaps with a unique die clash, a dramatic error, or some unknown anomaly, it's not impossible that its value could skyrocket in numismatic circles, making headlines and redefining its perceived worth overnight. Next up, the 1972 United States half dollar, often associated with the Kennedy half dollar series, holds significant historical and collectible value, especially when misunderstood or misidentified by collectors. However, it is important to clarify a common confusion. The actual bicentennial half dollar was minted in 1975 and 1976, featuring the dual date, 1776 to 1976, and a special reverse design with Independence Hall. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar, while not part of the official bicentennial series, is still a sought-after coin depending on its condition, composition, and mint mark. Certain 1972 half dollars were struck in 40% silver for collectors, but only in special proof or uncirculated sets, primarily from the San Francisco Mint, bearing an S mint mark. These silver-clad versions, especially in pristine condition or with errors such as a double die obverse, can be valuable. Yet, in normal circulated condition, a 1972 Kennedy half dollar typically carries a modest premium above face value. The concept of a 1972 bicentennial half dollar being worth a billionaire's fortune stems from exaggerated or fictional interpretations often seen in sensationalized media or private online listings. However, unless the coin contains a very rare mint error, such as a misstrike, off-metal error, or an experimental planchet, its true value won't launch anyone into overnight riches. That said, coins with exceptionally rare varieties, like those accidentally struck with wrong dies or mismatched metals, can reach auctions and command thousands of dollars. Authentication by a reputable grading service like PeaceGS or NGC is essential in these cases, as they validate both the legitimacy and the grade of the coin. Collectors and dealers alike look for high-grade, uncirculated, or proof coins, and those certified MS-67 or higher can yield significant value, especially when they belong to the silver-clad proof category or present an error type. In today's market, serious coin investors are always on the lookout for exceptional rarities, but the 1972 half-dollar does not typically make one a billionaire. Still, some coins, because of human error or unique production anomalies, become legendary in numismatic circles. If a 1972 half-dollar bearing a bicentennial reverse ever existed due to a minting experiment or die clash, it would indeed be an unimaginable discovery, potentially becoming one of the most valuable coins in American history. Until such a specimen is found and authenticated, the mythology of a billionaire making 1972 bicentennial half-dollar remains a compelling story rather than a grounded reality. Nevertheless, for passionate collectors, even the potential of finding such a treasure keeps the pursuit thrilling and alive. Next up, the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar is often mistaken for being a bicentennial coin, but it's important to clarify that the actual U.S. bicentennial coinage, which commemorated 200 years of American independence, was issued in 1975 and 1976, and those coins were dated accordingly. The 1973 D. half-dollar, minted in Denver, features the regular Kennedy design and is not part of the bicentennial series. Despite this, some collectors and enthusiasts attach inflated value to these coins, especially when found in exceptional condition or in rare varieties. A standard 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar in circulated condition typically holds minimal numismatic value beyond its face value, or perhaps a small premium, but in mint state or proof condition, particularly in higher grades like MS-67 or MS-68, the coin can command a significantly higher price at auction. While the idea of the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar making someone a billionaire overnight is more fantasy than fact, rare errors or ultra-high-quality specimens certified by top grading companies can fetch impressive sums. For example, coins with dramatic die errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet mistakes are sought after by specialists and can sell for thousands of dollars. Additionally, a flawless specimen that ranks among the finest known can attract heavy bidding from elite collectors, especially if it holds historical significance or is part of a complete high-grade set. The perception of unimaginable wealth often stems from misinterpretation or exaggerated claims, yet the fascination with coins like the 1973 D continues to fuel intrigue and excitement in the world of numismatics. In reality, the true worth of any coin, including the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar, comes down to its rarity, condition, and the demand in the collector's market. Most examples are common and available in large numbers, but the thrill of discovering a rare error or pristine gem keeps collectors searching. Stories of coins being worth millions usually stem from highly unique circumstances, such as coins struck in the wrong metal or with major historical provenance. While owning a 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar is a piece of American history, and perhaps even a treasured part of a personal collection, it's essential to ground expectations in reality. Unless your coin has a remarkable feature or is in an extraordinarily rare state, its value is more sentimental than sensational. Next up, the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar is a fascinating piece of American coinage, often surrounded by myths and inflated claims of value, especially when mentioned alongside the term bicentennial. However, it's important to clarify a few historical facts first. The true bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar was minted in 1975 and 1976, bearing the dual date 1776 to 1976 and featuring the Independence Hall design on the reverse. The 1974 D. half-dollar, while not technically a bicentennial coin, is sometimes mistaken as such due to its proximity to the commemorative event. This coin bears the regular Kennedy profile on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse, struck at the Denver Mint with a mintage of over 201 million coins. In circulated condition, it typically holds only face value or slightly above, but some rare mint errors and pristine, high-grade examples can carry significantly higher price tags at auctions or among collectors. In extremely rare cases, if a 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar exhibits dramatic minting errors, such as being struck on the wrong planchet, showing double die features, or being part of a unique transitional mistake, it can command much higher premiums. Collectors are always on the lookout for such anomalies, and a coin graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That said, these cases are exceptions rather than the rule. The romantic notion that a common 1974 D half-dollar could turn someone into a billionaire overnight is, unfortunately, more fantasy than reality. No 1974 D half-dollar has ever approached such extreme value, and claims suggesting otherwise often stem from misunderstandings or misrepresentations in online marketplaces or speculative posts. Still, the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar carries significant historical and symbolic value. It represents a time of national pride and remembrance as America approached its 200th anniversary. Collectors often cherish these coins for their connection to President John F. Kennedy and the era of American resilience and progress they symbolize. While not a life-changing financial asset for most, these coins are a staple in many collections and can bring joy and educational value to numismatists. The truly rare coins that make headlines and break records usually come with a compelling story, an extraordinary flaw, an unusual composition, or a one-of-a-kind discovery. If someone believes they have a 1974 D half-dollar of unimaginable wealth, it's crucial to get it authenticated and graded by professionals because in numismatics, rarity and condition are everything. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more coin guides and market updates. Thanks for watching.